昨天晚上去酒吧，刚坐下，就走过来一个美女。她跟我说有没有女朋友，我说如果有的话，我就不会来了。然后她说你可以追我，只要帮我把欠的信用卡还上，她就愿意。我说你欠多少？她跟我说欠了大概有不到30万，并且她还告诉我，她身边的那些小姐妹都是欠的信用卡、欠的网贷一堆，只要是谁帮他们去还信用卡、还网贷，他们就都会同意。真是啊，这个负债让他们太疯狂了。我都在想，是不是帮你还完以后，你又会无情的把我们给踹掉，然后再去找另一个人，对吧？再去找他的爱情。啊，真是难以想象啊。
那个帅哥帮我把30万的外债还了，然后顺便再送我一台奔驰，然后帮我再开一个美甲店吧，再给我买一个苹果手机，我就答应做他的女朋友。
现在不仅是大龄女生的债务有问题。
Right now, it's not only older single women who have debt problems. Even many newly graduated young girls owe tens of thousands or more than 100,000 yuan. There are really too many of them. And the key point is, in order to pay off debt, she can say anything, any sense of dignity, face, or pride is nothing compared to her repayment deadline. When I talk about this topic, many women scold me for siding with men, but in reality it's because I'm being too straightforward, allowing more men to realize this scam, and these women then can't easily find honest men to take over their burdens, so of course they panic and start cursing. Actually, a woman being in debt is nothing shameful. I've also seen many who owe several 100,000 or more than 1,000,000 yuan. What is truly shameful is wanting to get something for nothing, wanting to drag others down with them, and that is what you all should be alert to.
我跟兄弟们说，现在很多大龄女生的债务非常夸张。
I'm telling my brothers, many older single women now have extremely shocking levels of debt. Owing tens of thousands or more than 100,000 yuan is far too common, and some even owe more than 1,000,000 yuan. If you are dating a woman and discover that she is in debt, you must withdraw as quickly as possible. This is the best way to protect your life. I mean protecting your life, not your money. Debt can easily drive a person insane. Some time ago, didn't a man jump into a river? And in the end it was discovered that his wife kept asking him for money. He had already spent money, paid the bride price, paid for everything, and in the end he discovered that this woman was deeply in debt. Because she wanted to drain this man dry, completely squeeze him clean. Pay off her own debts. Debt can easily make a person go crazy. I once met a woman who, by the third date, already started asking me for money. At that time I didn't have much money, I just felt embarrassed. You only met me 3 times and you're already asking me for money, and she spoke very harshly. To this day I still feel deeply uncomfortable about it. She said, "What use are you to me?" And at that moment I almost died from shock. You can't imagine how frightening a woman becomes when facing debt. She absolutely will not care about her own reputation or dignity. Why don't I talk about how men should handle debt? Because when men are in debt, they think clearly and try to pay it off first. They absolutely will not try to find a woman to pay their debts for them. But a woman's thinking is extremely clear. I'm in debt, I need to find a man to fill this hole for me, and after the hole is filled, she will then go find another man. The man who filled the hole for her, she will not be grateful to him. She will find ways to avoid him, and then she will go look for a better love life. A person with a healthy financial condition at least proves that his thinking, earning ability, and mental state are very normal. In previous years, capital constantly encouraged young women to buy. And now look, they are all in debt. When they praised you as goddesses, are they still praising you now? No, because you have no money now. Capital understands very clearly every month's financial situation, the explosion of credit card defaults. Major banks have already released this data. In those years when you wanted freedom, capital encouraged you to consume, told you that if you wanted freedom you should buy whatever you wanted. But now you're in debt, and you must understand the cost of that. No one will shoulder it for you. Men, you must be clear. Even if you help her pay off all her debt, she will not be grateful to you. I've said before, enemies are raised by you being too kind to them. I'll tell you another real situation. The future economic environment will not be very good. The trade war is still ongoing. Consumption will not be great, employment will not be great, and more women will lose their jobs. fail to make money and face financial collapse. They will try everything possible to make their boyfriends, or all the men they know, help them pay off their debt. Men, you must stay awake. Do not help them pay debts, keep your money on yourself, save more, because the future holds many uncertainties. Save more, do you understand, my brothers?
我从来都没有想过不还钱，我想讲诚信，我想还钱，但是你们冻结我的微，冻结我的支，冻结我的卡，还他妈报我通讯录，搞得人尽皆知，还让我去借钱还债。我就想问一问，你们让我去哪儿借？管谁借？现在就连快递小哥都他妈不愿意配送我的件儿了，我怎么还债啊？
结婚花了40万，到底是多大一笔钱？
My younger brother's wedding cost 400,000 yuan, and how big of an amount is that? To be honest, our family is just an ordinary family. My dad and mom came to Wuhan in the 1990s, and at first the money they earned had to support the three of us, me, my older sister, and my younger brother. Later, after we grew up and started working, my dad and mom began saving money to buy a house. When they bought the house, the down payment was 20%, and they paid 40,000 yuan. After buying the house, they kept saving to pay the mortgage. At the beginning the mortgage was higher, about 2,500 yuan a month, and toward the end it was around 1,500 yuan a month. They paid like this for more than 10 years. While paying the mortgage, they were also saving money. For what? At that time, my older sister and I were already married, and later my younger brother would also need money for marriage and children. Until the year before last, when my younger brother got married, they had saved not even 200,000 yuan, only a little over 100,000 yuan, which was not enough. The total cost of the wedding was 400,000 yuan, and they had to borrow more than 100,000 yuan. Some people may say, why would your younger brother get married if he didn't have money, or why agree to the bride price if he couldn't afford it? But for a traditional Chinese family, once a child reaches the age for marriage and has the desire to get married, I believe any parent would do everything they can to help their child. My dad and mom were not wrong, and my younger brother was not wrong either. He just wanted to build a family and have a child, the same as my older sister and me, to establish a family and live a stable life. He also worked very hard, wanting to live a good, simple life, but life didn't go as he hoped. Maybe he didn't meet a woman who shared his values and was willing to go through life with him. Shortly after getting married, the woman asked for a divorce. So in the end he lost both money and marriage. Hiring a lawyer also costs money, and right now my younger brother doesn't have this money. Even if he had it, he would be thinking about paying back debts, and he wouldn't dare to put any more money into this. And because of my younger brother's situation, originally last year my dad and mom had already retired and were supposed to enjoy their life, going to the park, dancing, playing chess, but now they had to set up a street stall to make money. Why is it so difficult nowadays to simply live an ordinary life? Now we all suspect that the woman my younger brother married was one of those women who use marriage to pay off their debt.
According to the latest statistics, 920 million people in China are currently in debt, and some internal bank employees have revealed that starting this year, a large wave of female debt explosions is expected to emerge. The number of women experiencing debt crises has already shown a sharp increase this year, and this is only the beginning. In 2025, the delinquency rate of consumer loans among women surged by 42% compared with 2024, and over 70% of these cases came from people under the age of 30. Many people say that the era of the simp economy, where men used to give unconditionally, has officially come to an end. But actually, I feel there's another reason. Many men now are also financially strained, which means those women who were previously pampered by wealthy men suddenly find it hard to adapt to a simpler lifestyle. And if they want to maintain their previous standard of living but have no means to do so, going into debt becomes their only option. Recently, it's also noticeable that the number of women seeking loan consultations has indeed increased, and many of them are quite young. But at the same time, the overall debt amount is still generally higher among men. So what does this trend really show? That women are rising economically, or that women have simply been successfully brainwashed by capital?